So as far as the true Blue Bullitt Mustangs were concerned, they were very rare. There was very little publicity for these cars. Now, like I said earlier, it was featured in 5.0 Mustang magazine when they compared the Bullitt and the Mach 1 and the 99 Cobra in this article, and there was just a little bit of exposure of a Blue Bullitt, and a lot of people said that when that magazine came out, they had no idea that the Bullitt in that test was actually blue. So there's just very little to do with the true Blue Bullets out there. There were a couple of car cover advertisements that actually featured a true Blue Bullitt, and a lot of people probably did not know that at all. I'm sure the people who even saw the ads did not know it was a Bullitt Mustang, but someone like me with a trained eye could see the mud flap piece, the red brakes, the true blue color, and I knew it was a Bullitt. So I thought that was really cool that I had a car that had some publicity in there. And like I said in the last video about the 5.0 magazine cover, I was so excited because I had both these cars that were featured on the cover of the magazine, the Blue Mach 1 and the Blue Bullitt. Now at this time my Bullitt was very far from perfect, but it was mine, I loved it, and I wanted to clean it up. I did a lot to bring the car back. I degreased the entire engine. I cleaned in the door jambs, in the trunk jambs, everywhere with a toothbrush and got that dirt out of there. I used the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. I made the hood scoop go from this to at least this, which was somewhat presentable. These pictures are really dull. These are the earliest pictures I have of the car. But you could see the car starting to shine again. That dull paint was starting to come out, even though the clear coat wasn't perfect. The car was nice, and it was in my garage. I loved it just as much as my Mach 1, and I took care of it. Here's my Nixon watch on the reflection of the hood after polishing and buffing and trying to get this all cleaned up. I was happy to see the car coming back to life and shining up, especially without those ugly Celine-style graphics on there, now that those were off. This picture is actually really interesting. This is the shine coming back onto the side of the car, and in this picture you see my blue Mach 1 in the reflection with the Bullitt wheels on it from my Bullitt and another set of black Bullitt wheels on the car. And I will switch wheels around, you'll see that coming up here soon, but just me in the garage, enjoying the car, listening to music, cleaning the car the best I could. See the rocker panels on the back of the side skirts? I got some of that pitting to come out and some of the oxidation to come back. And overall the car started to look really nice. You wouldn't know how bad it was before, and now it looked good. So I had a couple of reasons for what I wanted to do next. I wanted to swap the Y2K Cobra R wheels from my V6 onto the Bullitt. Now, something that I should mention real quick about this V6 Mustang was it was my very first car. I had it for 11 years. I loved it very, very much. Of course, I'll have a story about this car with all the details, but what needs to be known about this car is it was my first car, and I was going to sell it to my little sister, so it stayed in the family, and sell the V6 Mustang convertible that she had, that I had actually found for her, and we bought that car with her together. And I wanted to sell her convertible, have her take this car for like $1,000. It was like nothing. And that I would put that money towards the Bullitt, and that way I would have a Bullitt to daily drive, I would have a V8 to daily drive, I'd have more of my dream car, and my V6 would be in good hands. So the two reasons I wanted to swap these wheels over to the Bullitt for the time being were because I bought a set of chrome Bullitt wheels to go on this car for my sister to have on this car when she took it, and that left these wheels sitting in my garage, and I had two things I wanted to do with them. First thing I wanted to do was wear out the tires because I wanted to be good with my money, and they still had some life in them, just a little bit of life in them. And so I wanted to put them on the Bullitt and drive it around with them on there. You know, I know they don't belong on the car. I really don't like them on the car. I don't like any other wheels on the car besides the Bullitt wheels. But I decided to put them on the car and enjoy them for a little bit, have a little bit of fun with the wheels, changing it up a little bit, wear the tires out, and most importantly, learn how to do donuts with them. I wanted to do burnouts and donuts in this car. The V6 has an open-end axle that just doesn't do it right. You need the V8 with the traction lock, you know, the 8.8 rear end to spin really good. And so I wanted to go out and practice my donut skills, get better at it, drift a little bit, do burnouts. And so that was the main reason I wanted to put these wheels on the car. And at this time I was starting to modify the car as well. In my opinion, the best two sounding exhaust systems for the 4.6 liter, whether it be the 2-valve or the 4-valve, is the SLP Loudmouth 1 exhaust and the Borla Stinger exhaust. So I bought this really nice SLP Loudmouth catback. Now this was a Loudmouth 2 catback, so I wasn't extremely happy with it because it was too quiet, and I had actually bought a full SLP Loudmouth 1 catback for my blue Mach 1, and I loved it. And my brother's Mach 1 had the SLP Loudmouth 1 catback on it as well. The catback I bought for my blue Mach 1 was an amazing deal. It was $180, shipped to my door from all the way across the country. It was used. It was from someone who took it off their Mach 1 so they could put a Borla Stinger catback on it. It actually came in the Borla box. But this catback that I found for the Bullitt, I was a little impatient and I went on eBay and I found this one. It wasn't brand new. It was actually being sold by a wrecking yard who parts cars out. They sell the parts on eBay, and they had somebody who came in who had bought this catback and put that on their car for 300 miles, and they came in and asked the wrecking yard if they had a quieter catback to trade for it. So they traded them for like a Flowmaster catback or something like that, and that left this almost brand new catback for sale. And so they were selling it. It cost me over $300, but it was still better than the 400 and something that a new one would have cost. And so I was so happy to put this on the car. In my opinion, these cars need an exhaust system and a short shifter minimum. Lowering springs next, but those three things are a must for these cars. And so we installed the catback on my car. So what I actually ended up doing for the time being, I put the Loudmouth 2 resonators on my blue Mach 1, and I put the Loudmouth 1 resonators on the Bullitt so I could go have some fun with it. Eventually I found another set of Loudmouth 1 resonators to put on my blue Mach 1, and so they both had the ones on them later. But this is how good they sound. Let's go have some fun.
He doesn't get near.
So as you can see and hear, that car sounds amazing. The 2-valve is such a good sounding engine, and so is the 4-valve. The 4.6 liter is an amazing sounding engine. And so I'm having so much fun with this car. I'm out there enjoying it, burning up some tires. Everything's going well. Now I decided that I wanted to put these black Bullitt wheels on the car. I had bought these black wheels because the tires were almost new, and I got the whole set of black Bullitt wheels with these BF Goodrich tires for $400. And so it was an amazing deal, and I just wanted to try them out on this car and use them up a little bit. They did look good on the car, but I didn't love them. I wanted the Bullitt to have its original gray color wheels, but for a little while I had the black wheels on. So you'll see pictures of the car with these wheels on there back and forth as this story continues. The next modification was small but very important to me at the time. I really wanted to have the Bullitt grille back the way it should be. If you saw the last video, I mentioned that the corral, or the part that goes around the horse, is chrome on all the GTs and the V6 cars, but on the Bullitt it's supposed to be black like it is now in this picture. So my friend was really good at plasti dipping, and I told him how I wanted that black again, and he said, hey, let's try plasti dip. He had an '06 Dodge Charger RT that he was going crazy on the plasti dip with. He was doing the wheels and the interior pieces, everything. And so he said, hey, let's try this out. And I said, yeah, I want to do that because I want that to be black again. So we blacked out the corral, and it turned out perfect. You could not tell that it had ever been silver before. This looked like it was the original grille for the Bullitt. So like I said in the other video, if you didn't catch it, this Bullitt may have escaped the factory without the blacked out corral just because it was a blue car, or for whatever reason it's known to have happened. So that was my theory behind the car. So anyway, this is the update for now. I have so much more coming, so stay tuned. Part 3 will be coming up soon.